How do you feel?
I feel good. Happy
Yeah.
success.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Hi guys, tonight we're going to do the antifreeze in this little Honda Del Sol. Change out the old antifreeze. Who knows when it was last done by the previous owner. And we're going to put some Honda antifreeze in there. I'm the man behind the camera, the voice behind the camera, and Mai is the one
I'm
doing
the
all the
star.
work. She's the star of the show. And I'm just the technical guy in the background with the voiceovers and stuff. So, but she's going to be doing all the work, and I'm going to be doing all the chit-chat in the background. She'll be talking to you. So sit back and enjoy. And there will be a bikini intermission somewhere in the middle of this video for you to enjoy. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you guys.
So, the first thing we're going to do is put our drainage container into place. We have a hoist, so that makes things a lot easier. We're going to be draining, the drain plug is located in the bottom of the radiator, so that's where the coolant's going to be coming out. So the drain plug is located up in here. We don't actually have to remove the plastic covers here. We can just reach up and it drains out through the hole there. You can see Mai's fingers up in there. Okay, so Mai's going to undo the drain plug on the radiator. Sometimes you might need a little pair of vice grips to get a bit more grip on it. I've pre-loosened it for her so it's finger loose. So she's going to pull that drain plug out.
Don't take it out all the way or it will spray all over your body. Okay, the coolant is out, so ay, still working. What happened?
Last drop.
Just wait.
No, last drops, it's okay.
It's time to tighten the drain plug. Hi. Perfect. Wait lang. I need to take it down. So this is the old coolant. Oh, I mean this is the used coolant.
Yep.
Right, so it looks so dirty, so we don't need this. Okay, it's time to lower the car, so I need to put this. Time to lower the car. I push this.
Having fun?
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, so she's drained the coolant. So now we have to take out the overflow tank and get all the old coolant out of there. This overflow tank was actually pretty clean, so we don't have to clean it. But if you do have a dirty overflow tank, you can wash it. And I found what works really well, if you have a lot of oily type residue there, is using a few ounces of lacquer thinner and a scrub brush of some sort. And I've had some where I can't power wash them. I power wash them every nothing, but if I use a little bit of lacquer thinner, it comes right off. So try different things. Be creative. She'll put that bottle back in. And then we begin to fill the coolant. So take off the radiator cap. Yeah, you can put that, you can move the old coolant away. We're finished with that, yeah. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we got new Honda antifreeze, well, with our very sexy model there. And we're going to fill up the coolant overflow tank with the new blue Honda antifreeze. I'm just going with the manufacturer's antifreeze. I trust Honda engineering. I've got a bunch of motorcycles and stuff and cars with Honda, so just stick with what we know. You could use a funnel for this, but in this particular case, my funnel is not handy, so we're just going to use this container. The container actually gives very good control of quantity and stuff you want to add, so it's pretty good. And she's going to fill that up to the maximum line on the overflow tank.
That's it.
Okay, good. Put the lid on. Down and screw it on there. Good. Wow, very sexy, eh?
Yeah.
So undo the radiator cap.
We have all.
Yeah, we have an old. This is actually, from what I've been able to deduce, this is a replacement aftermarket radiator. I guess the previous owner didn't want to go Honda, so they because there was a aftermarket radiator and an aftermarket radiator cap. Radiator's fine, but I kind of like to have a Honda cap on there, so we're going to replace that cap with a nice Honda one, just because it looks a little bit more tidy when you open the engine compartment, and for me that's important. So we're going to slowly fill up the radiator, and then go from there. And of course the first bit goes in very easily, but as you get more towards the top you have to squeeze the hoses and try and get the air bubbles out and stuff, and then it goes in very slowly. But the first couple of containers goes in nice and quick, and that's just the way it is on most cars anyways. So once it starts getting full, you can squeeze that lower radiator hose, and that will pump out the air bubbles on this particular car. Sometimes squeezing the upper radiator hose will work, and you just trying to pump the air out and make room for more coolant, right? And it takes a while to drain these, and it takes a while to fill them. And getting the air out of the system is critical. So we'll just keep working on this. Do you want, yeah, squeeze the lower radiator hose. Yeah, that one down there. Yeah, squeeze that. See if that'll pump some of it down. Okay, good. Now it's critical you do not get air pockets in these Honda cooling systems. Certain cars are prone to this, other cars aren't. The Honda Civic series is kind of prone to air pockets in the cooling system, so that's why you want to turn the heater to the hot to open up the system. Open that valve up into your heater core so you don't have any air pockets. And you also want to make sure you really get the coolant into the system and you don't have these air pockets blocking your coolant going in. Otherwise you're going to have overheating problems, and you also have an erratic idle problem, where when your car's idling, if the engine's cold, you will get your idle going up and down and surging when it's cold. It'll go away when it's warmed up, but those are some of the problems you'll get when you change your coolant on these cars, if you don't get the air out of the system. So getting the air out of the system is very important. So this is the slow part, getting the last little bit in. The first bit's going fast, but the last bit, it's a very slow process. Yeah, and just squeeze that lower radiator hose if you, and once you get full. Get some more of that air out. Okay, so squeeze that rad hose. See if that gives you a bit more room. Oh yeah, not too much yet.
I'm strong.
Yeah. You're strong, yes you are.
Then the coolant.
Yeah.
In my face.
these Civic Del Sols, there's the radiators there, and you have the upper rad hose, and right over here there's a little bleeder valve. It's a 12 mil. You want to open that and wait till coolant comes out of it, and it gets rid of some of the air and stuff. Okay, so she's going to use a 6-point socket to loosen this thing. I don't like loosening things with 12-point wrenches because sometimes you strip stuff. So we're going to loosen it first, and then we're going to use a wrench on it. So she's got it loosened now. You just want to take that snugness off the bleeder valve. Now we're going to open the bleeder valve with a wrench. So take that off. Use this wrench and pull it this way, just until the coolant comes out. And then she's going to tighten it back up. And this is getting the air out of the system. Okay, so just wait for the coolant to come out. And once you see the coolant, then close it up. You got coolant in there?
Yeah, there is.
Okay, close it up. That's just a way of getting some of the air out of the system on these things. It's kind of a critical process. Yeah, and just tighten that up. That's good. Yeah, that's good there. Okay, so we got another jug of antifreeze. She's going to squeeze out the lower rad hose, possibly even the upper rad hose, to get any sort of air bubbles out of the system we can. And then she's going to add whatever antifreeze she can to the system. And she's also going to check the overflow tank to make sure it's still up to the maximum level and there hasn't been any suck back through that either, which I don't think there was, but because we've got the rad cap off, so the system wouldn't work properly anyways. But she's just going to work on trying to get as much antifreeze into the system as she can by squeezing red hoses to get a few air bubbles up, and then once it gets full, then she'll squeeze more and fill and squeeze and fill and squeeze, upper rad hose, lower rad hose, whatever you got to do to get air bubbles out. And then once you can't get anything out of it anymore, then we're done.
It's full already.
Okay. So show us the old rad cap and the new rad cap. Come over the camera and show us those, because that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's full now.
Yeah, okay. So show us the new rad cap and the old rad cap. Bring the other one over. Show them side by side.
This is the
To the camera, nice and close. Yeah, so you can see we got the old one over here. And we got a new one with a fancy new label right there, which is awesome, right? See how nice that looks? It's just a bit of engine compartment bling. The old one still works good. Now, the way you know in rad caps, if they're gimpy, is this washer here, this rubber washer. See the rubber washer on there? That rubber washer gets hard, and it also swells out. On most cars, if you're pulling the rad cap off and it seems kind of sticky getting out, that's because the rubber washer has swelled too much and it's no good. You want to have a nice soft rubber washer. See, this one barely bends up. This one is very difficult to bend. This new Honda one bends super easy. The rubber is very pliable. So this one's done its job. It's time to change up to a nice new one. You want to have a good rad cap. They're not expensive. Get a Honda one. Don't play around with this aftermarket stuff. The Honda ones are cheap. It's not like they're expensive. They're not made of platinum or anything. They're just a rad cap. So get the Honda one, and they're specified for all the pressures and temperatures and everything and whatever, and it's great. So we're going to put the new rad cap on. Now make sure you put it on so the decal is not upside down. The sticker on top.
I have a worry.
It's okay. Push it in. It might overflow a bit. And when you finish putting it on, your decal should face you, and you should be able to read it. Yeah, push down and turn. Yeah, down and turn. Now, is the writing upside down or is it good?
Upside down.
Yeah. So take it off and give it a half turn. These are the small details that matter. I mean, most people don't care about their engine compartment, but if you're a car person, stuff like this matters. Yeah, there you go. So that's job well done. So now Mai's going to do a nice dance for us.
That's for us.
I
don't know how to dance.
Do your happy dance.
Everything is square.
Yeah, no tools left in the engine compartment. A lot of people damage hoods on tools and stuff and water pumps. Yeah, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, and you get notified about our latest videos. Also, if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed the bikini intermission and stuff like that, please hit the thumbs up button as well. And that way we know we're doing the right thing.
We're done.
Yeah,
Okay.
good.
Okay na.
How do you feel?
I feel good. Happy
Yeah.
success.
So I'm Steve.
I'm Mai. Thank you for dropping by. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell button for notification. Thank you.